science. All right, so a group, aw, it's a really cute dog right there. So my background, I have well, first of all, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from 40 minutes north of Chicago, so I am a Chicago Bears fan, which I like to tell people means I'm really good at heartbreak and loyalty. So I have my Bachelor's of Science in Sustainable Business from a really small school in Grand Rapids, Michigan. After I graduated, I did a host of jobs in the sustainability realm, but one that sticks out to me the most and closest to my heart is serving in Energy Corps in Butte, Montana. This is AmeriCorps, and this is where I found my love for the public sector. So shortly after that, I entered into a master's program at CU Boulder, where I got my master's in urban resilience and sustainability. And then very shortly after I graduated is when I got a job at the city of Englewood as their sustainability coordinator, the first one. I've been here for a little over 2 years. I also work for the city of Sheridan, our neighbors. So if you know anyone there, I'm their go-to sustainability person. And I'm the dog parent of a 150-pound Mastiff named Ellie Mae. I like to think that she is pro the environment too, because she loves picking up trash on our walks. She also loves eating it too, which I'm not a really big fan of. Okay, so now for the city. So the program background. So the city adopted their first ever sustainability plan in April of 2021. This sustainability plan we call a plug and play plan because it's part of the strategic plan, but it can also stand on its own. And then in August of 2021, we transitioned our Keep Englewood Beautiful Commission to a sustainability commission. So Keep Englewood Beautiful before was really focused on beautification of the city. And then to better align with the city's new priority of sustainability, we transitioned them to sustainability. And they are an amazing group. They are a resident advisory group. So anytime we have kind of a big sustainability related project, we bring it in front of them to get their feedback on it. And if they have any ideas or anything that they want to relate to me or the city, this is where they do it. In January of 2022, I was hired on, and my role really is to oversee the sustainability plan, make sure that we're reaching the goals listed in there, and to help implement the projects in there as well. And then lastly, the sustainability plan has been updated in 2022, 2023, and 2024, and that's because it's part of the strategic plan that gets updated every year. So if you look at it from 2021 to now, it'll look vastly different. So some of the goal areas found within the plan, it covers a lot. Because sustainability honestly touches every aspect of every topic, honestly, in my opinion. So we have energy, built environment and infrastructure, waste and recycling, water protection, air quality, economic resilience, community resilience, and natural environment. As of January of 2024, we've moved one goal area, clean and connected transportation, to the transportation priority area because it just made the most sense to put that where it kind of belonged. So as I said, we've done a lot in 2 years, and that could be a whole meeting in and of itself. But here are just 3 programs that I thought were kind of fun to highlight. So the first one is the Lawn Replacement and Garden in a Box program. This program was launched last year, and I love highlighting these programs because this is a great example of resident action turned into implementation. We had a resident that's very passionate, very knowledgeable about native plants, and she said she really wanted the city to take more action on this. And so with her help and investigating through it, we partnered with a nonprofit, Resource Central, to launch the Lawn Replacement and Garden in a Box program. So what these are, they're 2 separate programs, but they go hand in hand pretty well. The Lawn Replacement program is a program that gives residents up to a $500 rebate to help remove their water-thirsty turf and replace it with low water, mostly native landscaping. But if you're a resident and you say, you know, I really don't want to remove my lawn, but I am interested in this low water plants, that's where the Garden in a Box comes in, and you can get a discount on that for your house as well. This is really big because I don't know if you all know this, but watering your turf and grass accounts for roughly 55% of water use around the for residential use along the Front Range. So removing that thirsty turf and replacing it with low water plants really helps save not only on water but also on your monthly water utility bills. So another program I wanted to highlight is Englride, and that RIDE stands for Reduce Individual Driving Emissions. Thanks ChatGPT for that one. And this is a City of Englewood Employee Green Commute program that it's a pilot program that we launched this year. And essentially it helps give City of Englewood employees financial incentives to take green commute options to work. So that's walking, biking, carpooling. And this is a really great program because one of the biggest GHG emission greenhouse gas emitters for the city, the second biggest one is our transportation sector. So we really want to lead by example by helping to reduce that in the city. And another thing is the Denver area, we have the 6th highest ozone pollution in the country. So by encouraging green commutes, we can try and help kind of whittle down that pollution that we're seeing along the Front Range. The last one I want to bring up is this Sustainable Business Partnership. This is a program that's coming soon. It's coming in April. This is a partnership between the cities of Englewood and City of Sheridan. And essentially, we're launching a regional program of the Colorado Green Business Network program. This is a completely free voluntary program for businesses in this area. And essentially what they get is a cohort networking option for them and their neighbors, but also they get a free energy audit from our staff that will go out there and look at, what are ways that you can reduce energy costs or waste, and really look at the areas that they want to focus in on. This is also a great area for them if they have any questions with kind of like state grants. This person can really help them with that too. The last thing I want to say about this is a huge opportunity because the biggest sector actually that we have for greenhouse gas emissions is our commercial sector. And that just shows that we have a very robust, very healthy commercial sector. There's nothing wrong with that. And so we're just funneling resources to really help that sector kind of reduce those greenhouse gas emissions. So ways to stay involved or connected. If you or your parents are interested in sustainability, here are a few ways I recommend. We do have the Sustainability Commission that I brought up, so check that out, attend. These are always public meetings. They're hybrid too, so don't feel like you have to come in person if you don't want to. We also have a quarterly sustainability newsletter that you can sign up for. Check out the website. We have pretty robust information on the sustainability website on the City of Englewood webpage. You can email or call me. I love hearing from folks. I have my contact information up there. I'm happy to share it with Dylan too to send it out. But yeah, always feel free to stay connected and in touch. So that is what I have. I'd love to take any questions if you all have any.
So when you all think about sustainability, what does that word mean to you? Like, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word sustainability? Yeah.
When I think of sustainability, I think of sustaining.
What does that mean? No? What does it mean to sustain something? Just a definition, yeah.
To keep something.
To keep something going, yeah.
Make it last longer.
Yeah.
To improve the system so that it doesn't run itself down.
Yeah. Awesome, so we know, is that what everyone thinks of when they think of sustainability? The word sustainability, what images pop into your head? Yeah.
I don't know, like a brick wall, just like toughness.
Okay.
I don't know, like climate change and stuff.
A tree, because it lasts.
A tree, yeah. What do you think of when you think of sustainability, or what do you know about being sustainable? Like, what do you think that you can do to be more sustainable?
Eat healthy.
Eat healthier?
Everybody's always drinking soda, and that is like really, really, really bad for you.
Yeah, so kind of be living sustainably, keeping yourself sustainable so you can keep going.
And if you're a person that is sustaining something, it's good if you keep yourself sustainable because you can keep the thing, keeping it sustainable.
Along the same lines, buy things that are not, I wouldn't say genetically modified, but like definitely use a ton of pesticides and other bug deterrents because those run into the water, poisoning our water supply, and they also produce a ton of gases that are definitely not good for the environment.
More along environmental sustainability, it's like keeping our planet around. Do you know of anything you guys can do?
Yeah. Well, not having electric cars or electric stuff because it requires lithium, and lithium mining is extremely bad for the environment because it requires or it creates a greenhouse gas, and like all electric stuff requires it. And so that's why gas is better.
Anyone else? Things you can do to be more sustainable? Yeah,
Recycling.
recycling, that's an easy one. Mel, do you have any suggestions for us? How we can be more sustainable?
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of public transportation. I think that's always a good one. Walking is some of my favorites, so just getting to and fro. One of the ways I think too is being civically engaged and knowing what's going on actually does go hand in hand with sustainability. So you can really help determine kind of the path that your community is going in. If you want your government to do more or businesses to do more, using your voice, I think is such a powerful way to do that. I think that's one that sometimes people don't think of as much when they think about sustainability. I'm also a big fan of secondhand. Goodwill is like my favorite place, so.
Is there anything that you all want to know more about that, like, you hear sustainability or people have talked about sustainability, like something piques your interest, you know it exists, but you might want to learn more, you're curious about it? Well, we have an expert here with us. Is there anything you think the city could be doing to encourage sustainability?
I feel like maybe could be, I think, I don't know, I feel like less decorative stuff and more stuff that's like functional or does something beyond just being decorative. I don't know.
To add to that, there are plenty of natural plants that are very decorative and also like not natural, native plants that are both decorative and also not an invasive species, so they don't mess with the ecosystem, so we can use those.
The areas that you see really decorative plants in the city.
Like parks and stuff, I guess, I don't know.
Commerce area.
Nowadays, people are having plastic plants.
Plastic plants, big plant.
And I'm growing a real plant.
I will have one fun add-on to your point of the more native plants that do pop color. Our Parks and Rec department is doing an awesome job. They're doing a lot of park updates. I know one for the Geobond, and they have a lot of native plants within those plants to help convert over. And I totally agree. There's a lot of beautiful native plants that have so much color. So yeah, just throwing that in.
Also, they're not gonna die within 6 weeks because their environment's too harsh for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You'll be happy to know that council has had a lot of public comment recently in support of native plants. And so I think in addition to the park updates that Parks and Rec department are looking at doing, I think, council intends to have more conversation about having an eye on, converting plants, like any new improvement project where we're doing landscaping, making sure that we have an eye on what types of plants we're putting in and making them more native.
Other things, do you have questions about, that you think the city could do? Be more environmentally friendly?
Well, people are littering in the streets, like especially homeless people, because when they roam around, they leave their trash everywhere. And on the highways, I saw this one person one time that was driving and then threw a plastic thing out of their window. So they could put these cameras on the walls of it, and then if there's someone who drives by and throws something out, then they could take a picture of their license plate and then make them clean up a bunch of trash.
Something related to that. We don't want our Earth to become like WALL-E.
Yeah.
Great movie. One comment for the trash, I just want to address it while I'm getting, for the trash, it's a great one. We this week got these solar trash compactors for the park. So they're pretty big, and because they can compact down, we're hoping that it helps with more litter in the park for better litter abatement. And then each year, the City of Englewood employees do a river or park cleanup every April. So we have that on the 16th. I believe Little Dry Creek across from Cushing is where we're gonna do it this year. So absolutely agree, litter cleaning up is very important.
Oh yeah, I also, when I was on a bike ride, I saw this high schooler throw their trash into a green belt
Onto the green belt? Oh.
in Englewood High School.
I think the Greenbelt might be one of the parks that's getting the solar trash compactor. I'll have to look, because I know 5 different ones are. But I can talk to our parks team too and see if maybe we can put more trash receptacles there to help that too.
Lucas, yeah?
I think if you, for relating to public transport and stuff, I think if that's publicized, people know more about it. And then, I don't know, just making sure people think it's safe, so they'll use it. That can work with that.
On public transport, lower the fees for students or like some students, because then they're more likely to use it.
Yeah.
Because that's what Littleton does.
RTD, I want to say, under 15 is
Yeah.
completely free.
19?
Oh, there we go. Under 19 is free. I was like, I knew it was some age cutoff.
Yeah, but that ends relatively soon.
Like the program or?
It moves from under 19 down to like under 15. They cut it down again.
Also like publicizing that so people know, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah. Other things? These are good ideas, y'all. Do you know what kind of light bulbs you have at home? Do you know if they're LEDs or halogen? Anyone?
Some of them, most of them.
Yeah.
We have LEDs,
Yeah.
some very bright LEDs.
Turn them off when you're not in the room?
Yes.
Yeah. Just small little things. Who leaves the water on while they're brushing their teeth? No one? Yeah. Things like that. Does anyone have any other questions?
Actually, what water filtration system do we use?
Like what
Like
does our water?
To treat drinking water.
Ooh, that would be a water utility question that I don't know, but I will find out for you.
Because there are ways you could change that to be more sustainable and not pump bleach into our water.
Bleach tastes delicious.
Actually, I don't disagree. Like, I agree that we need chemicals in our water because I don't want to drink my neighbor's toilet water, but at the same time, we can also definitely make it not taste green.
Well, the Flat River waters thingy, well, they take all the poop water from the toilets and then they filter it and then bring it back to the sinks for drinking water.
It's a great tour. I highly recommend.
No, I need to do it.
Yeah, we should definitely do it. We should definitely do it.
And the smell isn't as strong as you would think, so.
Thank
Let's
you.
not do
We
that
should
way.
did for elementary school
definitely do
field
it. We
trip
should
back-
back in my
definitely do
day.
it. I'm fighting myself right now.
It was very scary. Awesome. Is there anything else that's important to you all since we last had a youth advisory board meeting? I know we only meet once a month, so we want to make sure there's no youth issues or things that you participated in that were put on by the city that you really enjoyed in the last couple of weeks. February was a short one.
Oh, it's
March.
also here.
It's also a leap year.
Yeah,
Does this city have like a public track,
A public, sorry, what?
like a public track
For running?
for running? Yeah,
I think the schools, Englewood High
they
School.
lock it.
Oh, do they lock it?
They started locking it a few years ago because they had too many people trashing it.
The rec center has an indoor one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is a good track. It was just because we don't advertise, especially because we did actually have a youth running group under PYS that we got rid of because no one joined. So if we could advertise, especially just PYS in general would be great. Because we get kids, but we could get a lot more. And it's really cheap, it's $20. And we do basketball, soccer, baseball. I think we still do cheer. Basketball, soccer, cheer. We do football, we did running. There's a couple others, there's flag football and lacrosse.
And volleyball.
And volleyball, and wrestling. Yeah, my brothers are in wrestling. And wrestling, yeah, we do a lot of sports, so it's not that we don't have like variety, it's just we don't advertise our sports. Well, the wrestling's club, it's not PYS.
Any other points? Go to the group. Parents, do you have anything to add? Any questions?
That they also have lacrosse.
The garden in a
We still have
box,
lacrosse.
what exactly is in the garden in the box, if you wanna keep your lawn?
So it's really awesome. They give you this kind of like pre-planned layout that you can use or not use. And it's a bunch of different types of flowers in there, of low water majority, over 80% native plants.
Like seeds or actual plants?
Actual plants. Yeah, so they start for you and everything, and then you keep it in there. The rebates have already, they go by so fast. We even doubled the rebates this year and they sold out in like, I think a day.
Can't get to them.
It's, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna double this again next year. So they sold out for the lawn replacement program. There's a wait list currently, it's pretty long, but they haven't started that one yet. But yeah, the program will be around next year too.
And then also, when you're asking the kids about how they feel about public transportation, or about, wanting to promote public transportation, I was just wondering if they feel safe enough to take public transportation. And if, like, we wanna push public transportation, I think there might need a backup plan to make it safer for the kids to be able to do that,
Totally.
or the community.
For RTD, I don't know what their security plan is.
Like zero.
It's not very
Zero.
good.
I don't think I'm very confident that one.
I'm on RTD a lot, it's hit or miss with security, but, like, if you're on it during normal commute times, it's fine. Like midday, it's normally when I find that it's weird is like late at night.
Like the light rail, so when I used to take it multiple times a day, there was always a man who would come around and like check
Yeah.
your tickets, and like he was a security guard. I haven't seen that
They
in
still-
years.
No, I get checked if I'm on the train if I catch my 8 AM train, my ticket gets checked, but if I'm on there earlier, it doesn't, but.
Does everybody's ticket get checked?
They check everybody's ticket and then and they kick them off if they don't have their ticket.
I haven't seen that, I've only seen bad things.
No, that's every time we're on it, and then when it's cold, Isaac and I will take the bus to Mansfield. He's getting really annoyed, he wants to do it by himself. I'm like, buddy, I'm eating with you.
He's like, I got this.
I've got it.
But to help the kids, this is probably a transportation thing, but it would be nice if we could expand the Englewood trolley down Logan, at least on my side, because south of Hampton, the zero only comes once every 30 minutes, which is awful and unsustainable.
Sorry, the Englewood trolley or the Englewood bus? The RTD bus or
The RTD zero only comes once every 30 minutes, and that's an RTD purview, and I know the city of Englewood has no control over that. But you all have more control over the Englewood trolley, and if you could expand it down Logan from like Girard or Floyd down to Bellevue and circulate that way, that would help the big kids get to the Englewood campus.
I have good news there. Well, preliminary good news. So the city of Englewood is doing a microtransit study. It's part of Arapahoe County, like a larger one. Something that they are looking at is the Englewood trolley, and can we loosen up that, the direction of where that goes to reach areas where public transportation is harder to reach. And I know one of our planners was talking to our sustainability commission about this, and he was saying they're also exploring kind of like a call on demand thing for the trolley, where say you want to go out and you live in an area that's not really close to public transportation, you like call the trolley and it'll come get you. It's all exploratory, but that is part of their microtransit study that they're doing.
Yeah, I was just like, it's like, it'd be great for the kids, like on Logan. The ones
That's a
that
great
like-
idea, if it went from.
Well, honestly, it should go from
down
Yale,
Logan
it should went from Yale to
to
Bellevue.
Gulch to the high school.
Yeah, that would be really great.
And then anybody with a cell phone could call and get the free trolley?
So they're the preliminary that they're looking at, if you have a cell phone, or you could call the number if, say, you're an elderly population or just someone who doesn't have a cell phone, to call and get that service.
And then is that something that would be voted on and then funded through our taxes?
I'm not sure the details, but I can get that information for you, absolutely.
I'm just curious who's paying
If
for it
it's
then.
through Arapahoe County, it's probably backfilling in the fact that RTD is failing us with access, so.
And that
It would come
may be
from-
so, but I wonder who's funding the free trolley initiative.
Probably be Arapahoe County.
So the trolley itself, Tina.
So taxpayers
if you think
funded
this is
that, but
wrong.
everyone.
The trolley itself is funded by the city of Englewood. But the extra add-ons and everything, I can find out kind of what their plan is for that. And then any follow-up, should I send it to you, Dylan? And
Yeah, I'll
then-
send your email
Okay.
if you're okay with that.
Yep, absolutely.
Where does the trolley actually go now? Is it just down Girard to the city center? Or? Yeah, I don't even know.
Goes
I've lived here 20
city
years.
center, and then it kind of loops around Broadway a little bit, like where the bank is. The spaceship bank, yeah, or the spaceship bank. These aren't great directions. And then it goes up through the hospital areas. There's a stop at Malley, and it goes up through the hospitals and kind of loops back around. It
So
goes
it's
through
staying
that.
on like mostly Girard.
Mostly Girard, yeah.
I know
It's
that
kind of a
Girard
connector between the hospitals, those apartments for older folks, it makes a stop there. And then the Walmart, King Soopers, the library are kind of the main points.
Old Hampton, Girard, part of the loop, 'cause
Yeah.
the hospitals are on Old Hampton.
Yeah, it kind of loops, it weaves in and out of that area.
And they
It
do
went down Logan, then it would hit Porter.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't ridden it in a long time. I have taken the full loop once, but it's
They
been
do
many
increase
years.
how frequently it runs over the summer. They
Okay.
add 2 additional trolleys.
I believe it stops every 10 minutes or 15. So there isn't really a set schedule. You're kind of at the mercy of, if you show up within 10 minutes, you'll get a ride.
You know, that's how RTD is too.
A loose schedule.
Generous.
Really?
And this, that, up.
Any other things from our youth? Follow-ups, last questions?
What about for the people who don't have phones?
For people who don't have phones, so if you want to borrow one of your parents' phones or use like a school phone or something like that, you can just call the phone number, and then they'll come pick you up. So you can borrow someone's phone.
What if you don't know anybody?
Yeah.
Or you're not near school or anything? We should bring back those phones where it's on the wall and then you click the phone sense
The payphone.
and then you dial it in.
I'm thinking like
Bland
London
phone.
phone booth kind of style.
Oh, that would
Is there a way we could file a complaint with RTD just because they suck and they don't serve us and it's really annoying?
Yeah.
Like as like a city, could we do that?
Would they listen?
No, they
I
wouldn't
would think
listen.
that
I
would
know
go
they
to
wouldn't
that
listen,
meeting
but I
RTD.
just send it in to feel like I did something.
Yeah, there's gotta be like a customer service complaint line
And
or email
your
or something like
RTD
that.
rep and just remind them you're gonna be voting in 2 years.
Yes,
It sounds like
exactly.
you know from experience.
Oh, I email them a lot because
What
they
I
fail me a lot.
will say is very similar to how your city council meets, the RTD board does meet, and the public comment section. So if it is something you're passionate about, I have attended 2 RTD board meetings. They are fascinating.
Tell them that they missed the stop near my school every time and
Yeah.
that's why I can't take them to my school. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't.
Yeah, so they do have meetings, and things like that, that you can, I would encourage you to reach out to them. Because they have a lot larger budget, more infrastructure, but they are something you can reach out to.
I realize we have these maps.
Oh, and for the phone booth.
Oh, nice.
I love our bus design. I do. I love
have a question about the Englewood.
Yeah.
Um,
And those, for the phone
When-
booth, they can.
So, can you just,
All the
I just kind
numbers
of want
on
to know
it.
like the mission statement about that, and then how soon it's going to be rolled out, and then the purpose behind it.
So it's rolled out now, it's a pilot program
Okay.
for 1 year. City council approved funding for it last year. So it's 6,000, but the state has an alternative transportation tax that pays for half of programs like this, so it's 3,000. And so there's a few things for it. So one, the Denver, our Front Range, we do have the 6th worst ozone and in the country. And part of that is from exhaust from vehicles. And so we really wanted to say, how can we reduce?
Denver has more than like New York City.
We have less, so we're 6 out of
Oh,
the
okay.
country. If you asked me to list the other 5, I probably couldn't off of memory, but we are number 6, which is pretty high. I think for particulate
We're
matter,
also like the highest city, yeah, okay, but
we're pretty high.
the city is pretty high, we have a higher altitude.
Yeah, we also have a lot of sunshine too that comes down to it because sun hits those emissions and then that ozone just stays. But a lot of it is from fuel exhaust. And so we're looking at how can we kind of help this air quality in our community, and reducing individual driving emissions is a big part of that. And so we really wanted to lead by example and say, okay, we're doing our part to try and reduce these emissions by having this green commute program, and also kind of really advertise the public transportation that we have in other ways. It also kind of coincides really well with
So it's just a promotion to take public transportation more often.
not just public transportation, though, there's carpooling too, there's walking and biking. We have a lot of staff that works really close to the city buildings. And then this was also a partnership with the Denver Regional Council of Governments. They have this really cool platform that you can link up with people in carpool. You can look at each other's schedules and do that too. So it also helps save our employees kind of like wear and tear on their vehicles and gas costs too.
Okay, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out who the customer is then now. So basically the program is a promotion to encourage rideshare.
not just rideshare, but any kind of like greener commute, and the customer would be the city of Englewood employees because it's a program for them. So it's also kind of like a hiring benefit too, saying like, we have this green commute program that you can take advantage of.
If you take a job in Englewood. And then what's the plan, like what would the like 5 to 10 year plan be with that?
So as a pilot program, we're gonna
Yeah.
see how well it does. If it's really successful, we would love to continue it on kind of as is for the time being. And we also are sending out quarterly surveys to employees to see kind of how they're liking it, how they would like it to change. Because there's a lot that we're gonna learn in a pilot year. But the hope is that it's successful, it'll keep going.
You don't worry that it's more about incentivizing people to allow themselves to be more controlled
No, because it's completely voluntary.
for now?
We won't have it be mandatory at all. There's no plan to make it mandatory in the future. It's just an extra benefit that employees can get.
Okay, I'm just wondering if there's any talk of turning Englewood into like a 5, 10, 12-minute city. So it feels like this might be the very beginning of
Like
something
a
like that.
15-minute city of like being able to take public transportation to someplace.
Or being forced to, yeah,
This is absolutely not required. And
not yet.
it will not be required. It's just a voluntary program for
Okay.
employees.
You had the last one.
Yeah.
Was it the last meeting about that? It was about.
Last meeting was about roads and infrastructure
Yeah.
and then walkability
Bike
and
lane.
bikeability in our roads.
Came up a little. I know we're talking about it again, so there's like a tiny little part of me that like I sense that these are just baby steps working toward controlling what we do and where we go.
I would say the biggest thing for this program is really to help with that air pollution aspect of it, which is really high for this area.
I can also share, like, just being a newbie on city council, like, I have not gotten any inkling that is a direction that anyone wants to move in. And I think right now you have a really strong mix of opinions around actions and programs like this where that would not go anywhere. Like I am not aware of any intention on any level that city council would be looking toward the future of making decisions to make any of this mandatory. I think it's, to enhance our air quality, to improve what we can improve through voluntary action, but I have not gotten any sense that anyone wants to tell others what to do or how to manage their lifestyle getting across the city. I don't know if that helps. But.
It does, just something to kind of like keep an eye out for on the horizon.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear your concern.
Alrighty, we'll jump back to the board.
something
Oh,
else?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
jump back to the board.
For the thing, is there a way we could possibly make intersections safer to walk? I have already almost been hit by a car more than a few times. So if there's anything we could do to make it easier to cross, like especially like Broadway or Downing or like other streets that get a lot of busyness, because those are incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard to walk anywhere because I could walk down Broadway, but I'm probably gonna get hit by a car.
Yeah.
That's not a good feeling.
There's a lot of plans around traffic control. We kind of talked about that at the last meeting. But if you identify an intersection that's like really problematic, because I know I've walked Englewood too, and I've noticed certain intersections, I'm like, this is.
I know one
bad.
for sure is down, I keep forgetting the name of it, but it's Broadway and it's the one with the wiener stand.
Oh.
Broadway and Dartmouth
Yeah.
is
That's very busy.
horrible. Horrible.
I can connect you with Don Warburl, who was here last week, and I'll send you his email, and he would be the person to talk to about that. He's kind of leading the charge.
Okay.
And there is a current project that's in the design phases to do traffic calming all along Dartmouth.
So that definitely could make
intersection would
it the
be-
city more sustainable if you make it so that walking is not a Hunger Games roll of the dice.
Yep. Yeah, I'm aware of that reference. I've seen the Hunger Games. It is not great. It is not great. I actually thought the actors actually died.
You should watch The Starving.
Alrighty, what we're gonna move on to, unless anyone has any more comments, so we're gonna approve, yeah, Isaac.
So Lehigh and Logan, during the beginning of and end of school, well, especially the end,
Yeah, that's a bad
I don't
one.
like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I wanna feel safe biking there or walking there. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe.
Just having a cop sitting there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Thing to make it safer for like the big, huge intersections. If, like 5 seconds passes and then these spikes rise from the ground. So if a car rolls by, it'll break their tires.
I think our city attorney's office would have a headache with that one.
That would be fun.
Make a lazy.
Well, we don't want to promote causing accidents.
Well, then the car would roll, and that's its own set of problems when crossing a street.
Or they would get angry, and then angry people are more dangerous.
They're more dangerous than cars, yeah.
Any last points?
Disintegrate.
But angry people would cause.
Okay, well, stick around, I think they'll stick around just a couple minutes after to answer any questions, one-on-one. We're gonna go ahead and approve our meeting minutes from February, to get my month straight.
Formality,
Yes,
government thing.
this is a formality, so you have them in front of you. If you look at the piece of paper in front of you that has just the notes we took, does anyone see anything that is on there that they don't remember if they were here, or that they think should be included, they remember hearing, but it isn't on there?
For this, or mainly, these are action minutes, so we're approving like things that were voted on
What's a
mostly,
YAB?
kind of the gist.
Youth Advisory Board, that's us.
That's a good question though.
That is good. That's more government jargon. They have an acronym for everything.
Why is it
So
always
true.
Political jargon's the best jargon.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions about it? Alrighty, then we will ask all those in favor of approving the minutes, will you just raise your hand? So if you don't see any problems, want to vote in favor of passing it. 7. Alrighty, and anyone opposed? No one, unless there's any ghosts in the room. And no one abstained. Awesome, so that passes 7-0-0. Then the last thing that we'll do is I'll just give you a little bit of a heads up for what we're gonna be doing next month. We'll be here in the same room, I think, likely. And we are going to just be talking about your experience on the Youth Advisory Board. So if you wanna think back to some of our other meetings, I'll send out kind of, make sure you know where to find the minutes from each of our meetings, so you have all the information about what we've talked about. And we really just want y'all's feedback. We've heard about like a pilot program. It's kind of just a test program, and this is a pilot board. So we're kind of trying to see what this could look like going forward, things like that. Yeah,
Like pilot, like fly a plane?
not like fly a plane. So pilot is like trying something new. We're gonna see if it works. So like Englewood is a pilot program. So we're gonna see if that, no, it is.
It's a pilot.
It is a pilot program. So we're gonna try it out for a year. We're gonna see if it works. And then we're gonna choose to continue it, choose to change it, or choose not to do it anymore. So the Englewood Youth Advisory Board, the YAB, is a pilot program. This is the first year that we've had one. And we're kind of trying to see if it's been a good experience for you all. We're gonna look at kind of like what staff's experience has been. People really like coming to talk to you all, so we've gotten really good staff feedback. But we're basically gonna just talk about that, kind of debrief what the board has been like. We'll have a time for parents to share what their experience and interactions with the board have been like. We'll be very open to any feedback, and then we're gonna take all that, we're gonna present it to council, and they're gonna decide kind of where this board goes from here. So just so you can kind of think back.
There's gonna be a lengthy discussion on whether or not we should continue this. In my opinion, we should continue this, because I want my opinion.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Yes.
He's ready for the next.
Oh, yeah, we're excited. If you have feedback about like what snacks we have, about what subjects we've covered, if there's something you wanted to see and didn't, that's all good stuff to bring. So that will be next meeting. We will send out emails about that. I'll send out an email by the end of this week or early next week with Mel's contact info. I'll also do a flyer for Earth Day.
I don't, I should have brought that.
I will send out information about Earth Day, Earth Festival. That's gonna happen in April, because that'll happen before our next Youth Advisory Board meeting. It's gonna be super fun. I'm gonna be there for school, so it's gonna be great.
We're gonna have rescue puppies there too, so if anyone's in need of a new pet.
So, alrighty, with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn at 6:56. Thank y'all for coming, and feel free to stick around if you have questions.
Take some juice and
Take
the
snacks
rest
to
of the
go.
snacks.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to email me. This was
My husband's like, where is this? And I'm like, maybe not.
Oh,
That is not what they want.
That's what
They are just right now. I don't know either. Yeah.
There's like nowhere to sit. But I, just grabbed stuff out of my fridge and I had a bunch of cuties and apples or whatever, and the kids liked it.
That's what I always run
Until the coach pulled a bag out of her car and there was.
That's not a feeling to me after like any exercise.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Like,
Do you want to be refreshed?
yeah.
Are you good if I end this?
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's safe.